said pray for 'em. Get these bitches out the way for 'em. First lady go crave for 'em, so I loaded up the AK for 'em. Headed down with my head down. Green Jeep with the loud sound. Steam fast with a mean brow. Hope that they get what I see now. Pray for me, put your one up in the air for me. I know it's gonna need it.
It's your girl Sadie here. Welcome back to my channel. So, as you guys can see, I'm by myself. You know, usually I'm with people, but this video I decided to do by myself because it is about me and what I have gone through personally. And so, as you guys can see from the title of this video, I will be talking about how I dealt with suicidal stuff, depression, anxiety, sexual assault, and all that stuff. So yeah, let's just get started on this. I'm gonna try my hardest not to get emotional. I get like really sad about it sometimes, but you know, it's okay. I'll just start by talking about my childhood. Basically growing up, I grew up in New Jersey, if you guys didn't know. I grew up in New Jersey in projects and Penn and Court, gotta represent. But I grew up in the projects or whatever, and I had a mom, I had a dad, and I had a stepdad, and I got a brother and a sister. So my mom, she always made sure that we was good. She made sure that we ate, made sure that we went to school, clean, had my hair done all the time. She was a stay-at-home mom. She took care of us. Like, I love my mom. Shout out to you, mom. And my dad did the same thing. My dad made sure I had shoes, food. He took me out. He came to get me every weekend. And yeah, my dad was always in my life, and my stepdad came when I was 4 years old. The good parts about my childhood was that basically my mom, my dad, my stepdad would always like make sure that I had the best birthday, had the best that they can give me. They were very protective of me and everything. But growing up in the projects can be very hard because you deal with a lot of judgment, and you deal with a lot of bullying and things of that nature. There would be times where I would go out to school. I used to walk to school all the time, and even just going outside was a fear for me, because I had to deal with a lot of people that were my age that would bully me. Like, a lot of people, as y'all can see, I'm dark skinned. A lot of people didn't like really appreciate my skin complexion. A lot of times I would try to hang out with people or play with people. They would tell me, oh no, you're too dark to be played with, or just like reject me or use me at some point and just bully me. I remember one day I got chased home from school by this girl because she wanted to fight me. I have no clue why she wanted to fight me, but she just wanted to fight me. And after that, I just felt like I felt worthless. But being bullied took a toll on my life. But what really took a toll on my life was the fact that when I was 6 years old, I was raped. I don't want to say guy that did it because, like, yeah. So we're just going to give him a John Doe name. We're going to call him John Doe. So basically, somebody invited me, told my mom that they was having a birthday party or whatever. And so she wanted me and my brother to come. Now, my mom was the type of mom that didn't really like let us go everywhere with anybody or stay at anybody's house or any of that. And she was like very protective over us. So this one particular day, my mom decided to just let us go to the party. And I just remember we were at the party and everything was going fine, everything was good, we were having fun. I was with all the people that were like family or whatever, and yeah, we were just having fun. So it came time where they started to say happy birthday, and all I remember was I got pulled into a dark room, and I don't want to get into too many details, but I knew the guy that did it. Yeah, and it was the most terrible experience I've ever felt like I've encountered, and I just remember thinking why is this happening to me? During the rape, I didn't scream, I didn't say anything. It was like I just sat there, and all I can remember is I felt like I was gonna black out because the way it happened, like I was smothered in the bed. And remember, I'm only 6, so I'm like this big, so I'm being smothered while he's a big person, and he's like pushing in on my back, and all I remember is like my stomach started to cramp, my back started to hurt, and I just started to lose consciousness. I felt like I started to stop breathing. I just felt like it was my time, that I was about to die. So I just remember hearing the door knob like being played with, and so he just got up and got off me, and to this day, I don't know who was wiggling on the doorknob or anything, but I just want to say thank you, because that night I could have died. Like, I just felt like I'm about to die. I don't know anything. So after it happened, I just remember he got off of me, and as I was like putting my stuff back on, and he would put his stuff back on, I just remember he was saying like, and yeah, nobody loves you, so if you tell anybody, they're not gonna believe you, and if you do tell somebody, I'm gonna kill your whole family. And it was all types of threats, and so it really put fear in me, because I'm only 6 years old. So what do you expect me to do? Like, what do you do as a 6-year-old? Like, this dude just threatened me. I love my family. I don't want anything to happen to my family. So I just remember after that, I went out and acted like everything was normal. I ended up going home, because remember, I stayed in the project, so I stayed like right across from him or whatever. So I ended up going home, and I remember just acting like everything was fine, but I wasn't okay. I kept it a secret, and I really regret it, but we're gonna get into that. I just went home, and I just was thinking like, why did this have to happen to me? I remember I went home and I didn't sleep that night at all, because I was scared. I was terrified. I started to have nightmares after this happened. I started to have anxiety. And I also started to come encounter with repressed memories. If you guys don't know what repressed memories are, it's basically when your conscious mind basically puts stuff in your unconscious mind to where as though you basically try to forget and submerge everything as if it never happened. But when you go to sleep, that's when it all comes back, basically. So I was dealing with that a lot in secret. And I just remember feeling like my innocence was snatched away from me. Like, I felt worthless. I felt so terrible. And I'm dealing with being bullied. Then I also had to deal with knowing that my mom wanted to abort me. She set up the appointment and everything. But basically, what happened was, I think it's my great-great-grandma, Mary. She was in a hospital. And moral of the story is, she ended up passing away. And so the same day that my mom was supposed to go abort me was the same day as my grandmother's funeral. And it's just like, I just feel like somebody had to die just for me to get here. And I wish that that didn't have to happen. But I feel like I had a purpose. Well, now I feel like I have a purpose of being here. I know this video is probably like all over the place, but bear with me. So yeah, I was already feeling like I was rejected by my mom. I already felt like nobody loved me, and for him to add on and say, yeah, nobody loves you, and I was already feeling that way. And then to go outside and have people bully me and just break me down, turn me down, it lowered my self-esteem. It made me really insecure about me, about my body. I became very insecure about my body. I became very insecure about my skin complexion. So my way of showing that I was hurt was by showing that I didn't care. I started to like really act out in school, like by being disrespectful to teachers, doing what I wanted to do. I never like really got suspended until like my 7th grade, 6th grade year. I never really got suspended until around those times. But like during elementary school, I was disrespectful. The teacher was calling my mom like almost every day, like just to tell them, yeah, something's wrong, whatever was going on at home type stuff. And my mom will always wonder like, why are you acting like this? Like, what is wrong? Did somebody ever touch you? My mom was always the mom to tell, did somebody ever touch you? You can always come to me no matter what they said. But me being only 6 years old, I was so afraid. I'm like, Mom, if I tell you this, in my head, I'm like, Mom, if I tell you this, it's going to break you. And he probably going to come after you and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. So a couple years go by and I'm still dealing with this secret. My mom thinking like, you know, I'm okay, because behind closed doors, nobody really knows what anybody's going through. I remember I used to cry myself to sleep. I used to even cry in my sleep. And I knew what was going on. But whenever, because I shared a room with my brother for a while, and he used to tell my mom like, hey, yeah, she was crying in her sleep. And they were asking like, what's wrong? Like, why was you crying in your sleep? And I would just tell them like, I don't know. I don't remember. But really, it was because I was having these nightmares about this man, and just having the feeling of what happened to me over and over and over again throughout the night. And it's just like, how do I stop it? When you're going through sleep paralysis as a child, it's like, how do you stop it? How do you fix it? How does this end? So a couple years go by and we moved out the projects into a townhome, still in New Jersey or whatever. And I remember going to school and I was still getting bullied. I was in 6th grade and I just remember that I was getting bullied a lot. Like, it was bad, but not as bad as growing up in the projects type bad. I just remember like planning my suicide. I don't really know what I was gonna do. I can't really remember what my plan was, but my plan basically didn't fall through. I had a specific day and everything, and I was like, yeah, this day is the day that I decided that I'm going to die, and this is how I'm going to do it. My first thought was, I'm just going to take a lot of pills, overdose, and painless, be out. Everybody has a medicine cabinet, so it was like, okay, I can just take a bunch of pills and just be gone. But then I started to think about my family. I'm just like, well, what is my family gonna do? Like, how's my family gonna feel? But then it was just the thought of, my family doesn't love me, so if I'm gone, it won't hurt them. It won't matter to them if I'm gone or if I'm here or not. So I remember my first time actually trying to commit suicide when I was 12 years old. And I'm sorry. I remember I was 12 years old, and my first time trying to kill myself was I tried to cut myself. I don't have any more marks because little did I know that you have to cut deeper to even reach something. So yeah, I cut myself like little tiny slashes. It was like never nothing too big, but I just remember the feeling of, I felt relief. Like, I felt like a weight was just lifted off my shoulders, and it was just like, I didn't even feel the pain. It was just like my emotional pain wasn't there anymore. It was like the physical pain was being displayed through me cutting myself. A lot of people don't know that. So okay, so I just remember like, I was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to live at all. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to have to face another day thinking about all the stuff that I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with being bullied. I'm dealing with being raped. I'm dealing with feel like my mom doesn't really want me and doesn't really love me. I'm just like, I felt worthless. I felt like I was nothing. I remember I used to stand in the mirror and just tell myself, like, you're nothing. Like, you're not worth loving. Nobody loves you. You're ugly. You're black. You're dirty. You're this. You're that. And I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why do people treat me like I'm the scum of the earth? Like I'm not worth loving. And it got to the point where, if you guys don't know, I was raised up in the church, and I just felt like God betrayed me. Like, how do you talk about this person that supposedly just loves somebody that just loves you, but allow bad things to happen to good people? Because I felt like I was a good person. Like, I didn't deserve for somebody to touch me at 6 years old. I didn't deserve that at all. I didn't deserve to be bullied. I just never felt like I deserved to go through what I went through. And so I just remember my middle school days were when I felt like if I was gonna live, I wasn't gonna live being with a man. My first ever thought about being with a woman was, I think, my 7th grade year. My 7th grade year was when I thought about being with a woman, because somebody told me, well, a few girls told me that, oh, it was like, yeah, you make a cute dyke or whatever. And I just remember thinking, like, and I also remember just thinking, like, why would I want to be with a man if a man can violate me, if a man can rip away my innocence and just make me feel like I'm nothing, make me feel just so dark, cold, and lonely, like just break me down. But then I go home and I have this mom that's she just has this resilience to her. She's just like, she's sweet, she's charming, she's a lovable person. She's just this person I can always depend on. And I was just like, I don't want to be with a man. My mom treats me like this, so I might as well just go ahead and be with a woman, because I don't want to go through abuse. I don't want to go through sexual harassment anymore. I don't want to be sexually assaulted ever again. So I said, you know what, you're right. I'll just, be gay or whatever. So I just felt like I was just gay. Like, I just was like, oh yeah, I'm gay. I'm not gonna ever be with a man. I'm not gonna ever try to be with a man. It was just to the point where I felt like I hated men. Like, I just hated everybody. Even though I had a brother, I had a dad, and I had a stepdad who never touched me and never did anything to me. I couldn't trust nobody. I had a fear of walking past people, because every time I walk past another man, I just got this anxiety. Like, oh my God, he's going to touch me. Oh my God, he's going to touch me. So as I grew older, I never wanted people to touch me. I never wanted nobody to hug me, kiss me, none of that. What I've been through. And everybody was trying to understand, like, why are you like this? Like, why? What's wrong with you? And everything. And it's just like, how do you explain that to somebody? How do you tell somebody that, like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore, and it's because this person raped me? It's because I was being bullied. It's because I was just so overwhelmed with emotion that I didn't know how to express the feeling of when you want to come out about something, but you can't, because you're gonna feel like you're gonna be a burden on somebody else's life, and you don't want to feel like you're a burden on somebody else's life, or you don't want to look in somebody's eyes and say, hey, I don't want to live. How do you sit in front of the person that gave you life and tell them, hey, mom, your only daughter doesn't want to live anymore? How do you tell your mom, like, the person you fought so hard for to be great, to be successful, to just have a better life than you did, that you don't want to live anymore? How do you tell somebody that you got violated and you kept it a secret for so long? It's just so hard. And so I just remember I kept that secret for 10 years. So fast forward to when I'm 16. Well, actually, let's backtrack. We moved from New Jersey when I was around 13. I was going on 14. I was about to turn 14 in like a couple months. So we moved down here when I was 13 going on 14, and I know a lot of people will say, like, shouldn't you feel safe now that he's all in New Jersey and you're all in North Carolina now? Like, you shouldn't really feel overwhelmed. Like, you should have been came out about it and stuff. But it's just like, I'm still young and I'm still trying to understand the human's mindset. And this dude is miles and miles away, but I still feel like I'm connected to him. Like, he's right here. Like, he's right down the street from me. I just feel like everywhere I go, he goes. And it was a mental thing. It was messing with my mental. It's like, he's not nowhere near me. Nowhere near me. But yet, when it's time for me to go to sleep, I'm locking my door. When it's time for me to take a shower, I'm hurrying up, take a shower, because I don't like the feeling of being naked. It's just like, he's not here anymore. How is he still affecting you? But when something like that happens, it's like you carry that person everywhere you go, no matter where you go. I just remember when I moved down here, I was getting bullied because I moved down here in 8th grade, and I was still getting bullied. I was getting bullied terribly by a lot of people that I wish to be accepted by. I always was looking for acceptance. No matter what happened, I was always looking for acceptance, looking for some type of validation. Even though my mom always said, you're beautiful, you are everything I ever wanted to be: tall, slim, chocolate, dark skin, beautiful skin, everything. My mom used to encourage me all the time, but it was just like, Mom, I never felt good enough. I never felt like I was a good daughter. I never felt like I was somebody that would be loved. I just felt like I was nothing, like I was worthless. And I know I disappointed my mom a lot because of the stuff that I was doing. But even in that, she still loved me. She still loved me. And I just want to thank her for not giving up on me. Yeah, growing up in North Carolina, it was like, okay, this is a new field. This is something new, peace and quiet, you know. But I was still dealing with this secret that I was hiding. And I just remember my second time actually trying to, when I even trying to commit suicide, it was just like a thought. Like, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Me and my mom got an altercation, got an argument over something stupid, and it just triggered something in me to where I'm just like, you know what? I just want to end it here again. So I tried it again. This time I didn't really try to kill myself. It was just like more so just like I felt numb to everything. It was like, you know what? F this. Really. That's really how I was feeling. And I just remember locking myself in the bathroom, and I just ran a cold bath. Like, and I just remember sitting there, sitting in the tub, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. I got in the tub with all my clothes on and was just like, I don't want to be here no more. I was like, it's already done. I'm just gonna just go. I remember I had a pair of scissors sitting on the toilet seat, and I was just like, I just want to go. I just want to go. I just don't want to be here. And I was just sitting there, and I sat in there for like a good hour while my mom and my stepdad are banging on the door, telling me to open the door. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, no, it's already done. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm tired. I'm tired of dealing with this. I just don't want to do it anymore. I ended up just, you know, relaxing, calm myself down, and just going to my room and just going to sleep that night. I went to school, act like nothing happened, and I was just fine. Like a couple months passed, and still nobody knows. And I just remember I got really upset one day, and I caught myself running away or whatever. And I really didn't run away. It was like this place in my neighborhood that like had like a big old hill, and I was just sitting on that hill outside for hours and hours and hours, and I was just thinking and contemplating and thinking and contemplating. And the hill was like really high to where as though if I was to jump, I probably would either broke something or died. So it was like a which one will it be type of thing. So I just remember I was just sitting out there contemplating, and I remember my stepdad, my mom, they were all looking for me. They were calling me, and I would not answer. And they were walking around the neighborhood calling my name. I remember my stepdad rode past, and he didn't see me because I was hiding. And I'm like, I don't want to go home. He ended up finding me, taking me home, and I got in trouble or whatever. And I just remember I was just so overwhelmed that day, and I was just thinking about everything that had gone on. And I just went in the bathroom, and I just closed the toilet seat, and I just looked at myself, and I was just crying my eyes out and just crying my eyes out. And I just said, today's going to be the day. And so I sat on the toilet seat, and I just remember grabbing the scissors. I snapped the scissors in half. The scissors that you use like when you're in like kindergarten, so it's like easy to snap them. I snapped the scissors in half, and I just felt myself. I just said, not caring, not feeling anything, not feeling anything. And I just remember going downstairs, and it was my cry for help, and I was just like, Mom. And I just started crying, and I showed her, and she was like, what's wrong? And it was just like, I still didn't tell her. And even though I felt like I should tell her right then in that moment, but I didn't. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna tell her. And then I just got up, and I was just like, I'm gonna be okay, it's fine. So fast forward, we moved to a new house, and this house, it was terrible. My mom was going through a lot with my brother. They were dealing with a lot with him, and they were arguing. So this one particular night, my mom and everybody was arguing. Everybody was yelling, and I'm the type of person that if you yell a lot, I'm going to easily get overwhelmed and have anxiety. Like I just started to hyperventilate, and I just screamed out, and I said, I want to kill myself. And it was like the whole room just went quiet, and everybody's just looking like, what is wrong? And I just remember my mom walked away and went in the room, and I just followed after her, and I was just like, I'm sorry. And Mom was just like really upset. It was just a lot going on. It was just bad timing. And I just remember saying, you don't know what he did to me. You don't know. You don't know. Just yelling it. And everybody's just looking like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I just never said anything. Fast forward a couple of days later, me and my mom got into an altercation. And I just remember I stormed out the house, and I slammed the door, but I left my phone in the house. And the plan was to just, get out the house, get away from the house. And I just remember I was like, if you don't give me my phone, because my mom locked the door. She was not trying to let me back in. So I was like, if you don't give me my phone, I'm going to kill myself. And I just remember standing at the end of my driveway, just waiting for cars to pass by. And I just remember this car was coming, and I was just on my way to just run into the middle of the street, and it was just like something stopped me, like my body froze, like it just froze. And so I ran back to the door, and I said, give me a knife, give me a knife, and I'll kill myself. Give me a knife, and I'll kill myself. Banging on the door, like, I don't want to do this. Give me a knife, and I'll kill myself. I ended up calling my dad and talked to my dad, and I tried to tell him what was going on, but I really couldn't. I ended up calling my sister Crystal. She came and get me in, just got me out the house, and then I came back home, and it was just like me and my mom weren't talking. So I believe the next day, me and my mom were arguing again. It was just like this whole week was just like arguing. The next day, me and my mom were arguing, and it was like I blacked out and I was just screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming. And I just remember standing at the top of the steps and just crying and telling my mom, like, Mom, he raped me. And I just remember telling her, like, as I was growing up, because my mom would always ask, like I said, did anybody ever touch you? And I would just be like, no, he just tried to put his stuff in my mouth. I never told her the full-on story. I just told her that part. And I came out and I said, Mom, he raped me. And I told her exactly what happened. I told her detail to detail. And I swear to you now, I can tell you everything that this man wore, how he smelled, everything. I can remember everything. And the look on her face was just like so discouraged. She was so discouraged. And I was just like, I'm sorry, but this is my cry for help, because if I don't tell you now and I just end up killing myself, you'll never know why. And so I ended up she ended up just walking away, and I went back in the room. She called my stepdad, and she was talking to him and telling him what was going on. They were talking for a good minute, and then I remember just sitting in my room on the floor, and I was just crying and crying and crying and crying. Then I called my cousin Naja, and I told her everything, and I was just like, Naja, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And she was like calming me down, calming me down. Fast forward like 30 minutes later, and my mom calls me downstairs, and she was sitting on her couch, and she just looked so sad, so hurt. So I told her the name of the person and everything, who was family with them and everything. She ended up bringing out a picture of him, and she was like, is this him? I said, yes, that's him. And she was just looking, and she was on the phone with my stepdad still, and they were just like talking or whatever and trying to understand what was going on. My mom ended up getting off the phone, and I was just sitting there, and my mom was just talking, and she was just saying, like, I tried my best to protect you. I tried everything. And to me, that was the worst feeling ever, to feel like my mom felt like it was her fault, like that she let me go, because yes, she was very protective, and yes, she didn't let us go anywhere, but that one yes turned out to be something that affected me. And I've never wanted my mom to feel like it's her fault, because it wasn't her fault. It was never her fault. My mom was an amazing mom. It was never her fault. And I just remember she just held me. I just remember my mom just sat there, we sat on the couch, and she just held me. And I just cried. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And I was just like, in my head, I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I'm just like, okay, whatever, cool. It's out now. And I felt like the burden was lifted off my shoulders, but it still didn't stop me from feeling depressed and feeling down, having anxiety. Even after that, I was still like pretending that everything was okay. Like I was happy, like nothing ever happened, just living life like it was golden. But still, behind those closed doors, I would cry and just mope and be depressed and just wasn't happy for real. I was pretending, I was living a facade, and it's like I didn't want to be like that. So I just decided that I was just gonna deal with the consequences, deal with everything that happened, gather it all up, and figure out what I'm gonna do with all this pain and anger and guilt and shame. Because of course I felt like he raped me because I was doing something. And yeah, so fast forward about a year later, so I'm like 17 now. I ended up calling the guy's sister and telling her what happened. Come to find out, the guy's sister's son said that it happened to him too by the same person. And that's the reason why he's gay now. And I would just remember, I was just like, wow, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I was just like, okay. But around this year, well, last year, 2019, I started to see a therapist. I told my mom, like, during the summertime that I wanted to see a therapist, that I wanted to seek help and deal with the trauma and not try to submerge it and act like it never happened. I wanted to go through the law with the situation and see if there was something that I can do about it or whatever, because I wanted justice. I remember thinking that I wanted him dead, but then I was like, I shouldn't wish death on anybody, but I just always wish that I can just stand in front of him and just talk to him, like, what made you do that? Did somebody ever touch you? What's going on with you that you decided to do that to kids, or do that, period? But yes, I started therapy, and my therapist started to, like, you know, reveal some stuff about me, and I felt like my therapy started to help me, and she helped me to learn how to deal with my anxiety through breathing techniques. And I'm just thankful that my mom and my stepdad were able to help me find a therapist that'll actually help me and work me through stuff. And I'm just glad that I can say, like, I don't feel suicidal anymore. I have anxiety, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It has calmed down a lot. I don't sleep with my door locked anymore. I can come talk to my mom about anything, especially this situation. I can always go talk to my mom and just tell her, like, Mom, I'm just not feeling it today. And I just want to say that if you're going through, like, something like this or something worse, or going through bullying and going through sexual assault, sexual harassment, or just feeling like you're worthless, just know that you're worth something. And do not be like me and wait until you feel suicidal, or until you get to that bathroom and you just think, I want to cut myself and just release all this pain. Don't wait. If I can go back to the past and talk to little me, I would tell them. I would say to me, tell before it affects your future. Just tell. But I can't go back to the past, and it's better late than never. I would just say to parents, if your child comes to you, please just hold them and allow them to feel secure, and allow them to feel like it was worth me telling. And even if you don't have a parent to tell a family member, tell another family member that you're close to, tell a friend, tell somebody. That if those people don't listen, tell somebody who you feel like will listen. If you feel like you can't talk to nobody, you can always come talk to me. I'm telling you, I'm an open book. I will tell you anything. I'm always here for people. A lot of my friends will tell you that I'm always here for you. Like, if you ever just feel like you want to DM me and talk to me, I'm telling you, I will talk to you. I will make you feel like you're not alone. Check on you from day to day. Everything. I'm telling you, it's nothing. If you feel like you ain't got nobody, just know you got me. I don't care who you are. Boy, girl, little kid. If you watching this, don't ever feel like you ain't got nobody. I want to say that my process, after I told my mom after 10 years, I started to deal with God and realize that He gives His toughest battles to His strongest soldiers. And God started to deal with me and started to show me that you go through for somebody else. So now, as I heal, I would love to become an advocate for people who have been sexually harassed, molested, raped, bullied. I would love to become an advocate and just talk to people, have like a setting where you can be free and tell me how you feel. Tell me without feeling like you're being judged or even being judged. Because I won't judge you. Nobody in this world is perfect to me. Nobody is in this world. And remember, nobody in this world is worth you losing your life over. Just know that your life is meaningful, that you have a purpose, that the storm is just for a while. But remember, there's a big old sunshine, big old light at the end of the dark tunnel that just gives you joy. And I'm finding my joy. I'm finding my self-happiness. I'm finding my love, my drive for me. I'm learning to love myself more, to know that I am beautiful, to know that with or without makeup, I'm beautiful, that my skin is beautiful, that no matter what my body looks like, I'm beautiful. No matter if somebody calls you fat, skinny, black, ugly, white, pale, anything, know that you're beautiful. Know that your life is worth living. That's it. Hey, so I'm back, less crying now. I want to say it feels really good to let a lot of that off my chest, and I hope that I encouraged you to come out with your story, and I encourage you to at least live another day and give yourself a chance and forgive those who have hurt you. I'm still in the process of forgiving and letting go of a lot of stuff, but in due time. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I will be posting another video real soon. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, if you need somebody to talk to, you can always DM me at Sadie Denise. It's always in the link in the description box. You can always DM me. And yeah, always remember to stay beautiful, my love. Until next time, America.
For me, it's like whales got to hit my face, such a vessel, hit my face, hit my face, hands in the lights, and I said that shit, he knows that one. Round and round we go. Champions, we run the city.